In a season that was brutal for the Detroit Pistons. There's actually some good news that came from it. I'll get to that in just a second. Also, look ahead to what's coming up as we look at the NBA draft lottery and then the NBA draft. So, obviously, terrible season. The Pistons finished last in the NBA, but came out today that the Pistons have two top rookies for the second time in 3 years. So Ivey and Duren were both named the 2023 NBA All Rookie Second Team on Monday. So they're at least getting some recognition for what those guys did as rookies. So it just tells us, okay, we've got some good rookies. We drafted well, the whole thing, because we have Cade Cunningham, who made first team in 2022. Sadiq Bey, Stewart, don't care about them. But I found this interesting. The first team this year was made up of Keegan Murray. Remember when Keegan Murray went before Ivy and was like, oh, he sucks. No, he's pretty good. Matherin, we thought, oh man, Matherin would be another guy that we would like if we didn't get Ivy or for however it worked. Turns out he was good. We know Banchero, of course, was really good. So Keegan Murray, Matherin, really good. But here's what's exciting, and here's what the great news is: the Pistons have an opportunity now to really finally move forward. They have to move forward after this draft because you've got players, you've got Ivy, you've got Duran, you've got Cade, you've got guys in place where it's like, okay, that's going to be their second year. It's going to be Cade's third year. Now, if we can get, and here's the mock draft, 2023 NBA mock draft, of course, Wembanyama is the prize if we can get that first pick overall. 7-5, you can play him at the 4. You can play him at the 2. You can play him at the 1. You can play him at the 3. The 3 would be just, oh my goodness. Bring him. I mean, there's so much you can do with him, and he's going to make our team just incredibly different. He's 19 years old. Scoot Henderson, though, point guard. Let's go. Love him. Opportunity to play with Cade. He can be in the backcourt. He can be a 1. He could be a 2. He could do a lot of different things for us. Brandon Miller, though. There we go. There's a 3. There's a 4. There's a guy that can do a lot for us too. Then you get the Thompson twins, and it's just kind of like, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. It's just the fact that if we miss out on the prize of all prizes, then you miss out on the other two guys that are in a different tier, and you end up with these. It's just such a letdown. Again, nothing against the Thompson guys, but man, remember, the lowest we can have is a top 5 pick. Odds are really good that we're in the top 3. I think it's like a 15% chance we have the number 1 pick, which is the best overall odds of anybody. We're tied with the Rockets and the Spurs to get that number 1 overall pick. And just the way it's kind of funky, but the way it works out is got a good chance at number 1, really good chance at the top 3, but the lowest we can fall is the top 5. So that's why the Thompson twins get brought up, because you could look at actually getting those two, and it would just be such a letdown because, man, Wembanyama is the absolute dream that you can pair with Ivy, Duren, Cade Cunningham. You've got your young core. We've been saying it, but wouldn't it be nice to really see the Pistons do something? Because the East has teams, there's no question, but it's also wide open too. Like, let's go. We could really be the Kings of this year. We could be the Cavaliers of a couple of years ago, where it's like everything was kind of coming together, and then it really did, right? Like, we keep talking about it coming together. Well, we actually need it to come together with a top 3 pick. Obviously, we want 1. Take a top 3 pick, move forward. We're getting recognized. Like, yeah, like Troy Weaver, you made good picks. You got Ivy and Duren. We've got a ton of centers right now on the roster. That'll change. We've got a ton of cap space. You know that we're not going to set, like, this is the offseason. Last year I thought it was the offseason. This is actually the offseason. We're not going to sit around. We're going to make trades. We're going to like sign some people. We just can't lose again next year. That's just at that point. Well, it's like, we'll got to be patient, do this the right way. No, that was last year. We did it. Now it's time to go. If it doesn't work, we flame out and we finish 8th and get knocked out of the playoffs right away. Fine. But we can't be the worst team in the NBA again. We can't be tanking. We can't be a lottery pick. Like, let's just go for it. We can't anymore. This has gone on for too long. And I don't blame these last few years. We're actually trying to do it right. It was the 6 years prior to that that was just brutal, where you're just fighting, clawing to get that 8th seed just to get swept by LeBron and the Cavs, or LeBron and the Heat. I mean, this is fun. Or the Celtics. Oh my goodness, I can't even. That was so bad. So it's not that these last few years have been bad. It's the prior years that really messed us up. And so we got to go. We got to start. We got to start winning. We got to start winning next year. So good news. Our players are getting recognized. Good things coming. But really, this offseason is going to be huge. Make sure you subscribe. Stick around, because we've got a lot of stuff coming on the Pistons as this offseason starts to get ramping up. And of course, we always talk about the Lions. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.